what we learned from the Euro campaign, I think, the most significant factor was that he is an accident-prone leader, somebody who's on the campaign trail, and the story is going to be what goes wrong rather than what he wants it to be. He is the opposite to Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson has accidents, and they're a great victory. Like, remember when he was stuck in that zip wire in the Olympics, and he's the only politician, I think, in the world who could turn that into a triumph. But that's Boris' view. Ed Miliband's got the opposite effect. He can do something really boring, like eat his lunch, and it can be seen as a disaster. And you can blame the wicked media to an extent, but some politicians have a knack for disasters. He's got one, and Boris Johnson's got a knack for triumphs.
Well, his brother had this as well, and he was caught with a banana at Labour conference several years ago, wasn't he, Isabel?
I think it's a case of Miliband not being entirely comfortable in his own skin. Boris is completely his own man, which is why he gets away with being posh in a way that David Cameron doesn't, whereas Ed Miliband never quite seems that comfortable on a policy level and a personal level. He knows he's weird, but he doesn't embrace his weirdness. He tries to seem a bit less weird, which never quite works. He might as well just be an out-and-out geek, because actually then people would see he was being sincere.
How much of this is Miliband and how much of this is those around him? You know, some have argued that nobody looks good eating, and why do they let that happen in the first place?
Well, people can look good eating. I would disagree with that. But the thing is, it's not just the bacon sandwich. That was simply the most comic of. I mean, there was this wonderful moment when he was, about to go on the sofa at ITV Daybreak, and he looked towards the camera and sort of smiled for a split second, and then tried this smouldery, sexy sort of look, and it was just hilarious. I've watched that about 20 times. It's so funny. And he has got a knack for being able to basically entertain you in a way that he doesn't mean to entertain you. So I'm not quite sure what can be done with it, really, except you could try Gordon Brown's advisors tried the strategy initially, and I thought it was quite good. They were saying, not Flash, just Gordon. And I thought that kind of, works out. You can make an advantage that he's no heir to Blair. He's this relatively charmless, scowling Scot. But I'm not sure Ed Miliband's advisors can really make a virtue out of this. What's more, I don't really blame them. I mean, the candidates, there's not much you can really do with him. So if he can't embrace his geekiness, as Isabel puts it, I don't think his advisors can persuade the public to embrace that geekiness.